Hey, yo, hey, everyone. Real Talk with Riss again. Out for another stroll in the woods. Do you see the sunshine? Ah, so good. So good. It's even warmer today than it was yesterday. Even my husband decided that it's a good day to golf. They're not open, but he's going to hit some golf balls. So I got to thinking about the recent delay in terms of businesses closing. Instead of opening in the beginning of April, they've extended it. And what it's doing to our community, our society, culture, whatever, and how it affects us, whether it's monetarily, emotionally, physically, it all coincides, right? So I was thinking that I'll give you a for instance. So obviously I've been home a lot more. So Tilly, my beloved sidekick, who's not with me because she's tired, she has been getting extra long walks, sometimes 2 a days. Yep, lean and mean. When I would be at work, she would get in the garbage at some point or another. I'd come home. She'd bring me Snowy, which is her alpaca that she names. Yep, she names it. Sometimes I go get Snowy. She gets it. She's so smart. Anyway, I'd come home. Boom, she's in the garbage. So I'm like, Tilly, but much louder. And she's all excited. Oh my gosh, so excited. Wiggles her whole body. Brings me Snowy. Then, day after day, gets a little tiresome. You're like, good, garbage. Was that good for you? Excellent. Good. And it would be just a shredded mess. She wouldn't even eat anything necessarily. I mean, every once in a while she'd hit the jackpot, crusts of something or whatever. She would just eat it and be like, yeah. So like, in other words, cheating on her diet, and it was just so good, but it was so wrong, but it was so good. So even after a long walk in the early morning, I get outside and I'm doing stuff outside. I go to the mailbox, and it was probably like 5 minutes. I come inside, and oh my Lord, I've been home, right? So she shouldn't be having like this whole separation anxiety or I'm mad at you, Mom, garbage. It's literally like I walked in and she was like in the process still. And I was like, so I just looked at her and I go, really? Really? So I do the normal, pick it up, vacuum it up, Tilly it up, So I started thinking in terms of this virus, this stay inside order or social distancing, but the idea that we're still allowed to go outside. Warmer air is coming. It smells good, right? So Tilly acting out is showing me like what her struggles are. Yes, I use my dog as an analogy. So when we're forced to stay inside, there's a lot of emotions that happen. There are the ones that comply and just go, okay, just roll with the punches, you go with the flow. That's an awesome trait to have. You just are resilient, right? Then you've got the ones that are either so far right or so far left. So far right, I'm just gonna hang out with my friends. I'm just gonna do it anyway. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, you guys are making it a big deal. First of all, it is a big deal. Just throwing that out there. Second part to that is your anger, your rebellion isn't benefiting anybody but adding a little more anxiety to the issue rather than helping it. So rather than just coming together as a community to keep each other safe, whether you like it or not. It's a rule right now. And it's a very real thing. This virus is spreading, and it's scary. So we're trying to keep our community safe. Just a simple rule to follow. If you're not a rule follower, this one will be hard for you, especially if you're an extrovert. And what I've been seeing on social media a lot is, must be nice, I miss hugs. People that really need that genuine, that eye contact, that touch, that hug, that's taken away from them right now. So I understand how you must be feeling, because having taught, so to speak, classes in person, you do find that connection and you do miss it. But then you've got the ones that are so far the other direction, which is, well, fine, I'll follow the rules, but I'm not going to do a darn thing. And my heart goes out to both sides. It really does, because I speak from experience when I say, resilience doesn't necessarily come natural for me. Sometimes in situations that I don't want to face, it truly is easier to just lock myself in, crawl in a little ball, and be emotional about it. Whether it was eating, whether it was sleeping, it didn't matter. I just stayed in my state, so to speak. Fine, I'm just not going to do anything. Oh, this doesn't work. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. We all know how I feel about that word, right? Can't. Ugh. So I, like most of you, and I've said this before, heard the word shut down and was like, I'm not the only one who felt shocked. I'm not the only one who felt scared. I'm not the only one who felt like they wanted to go into a cocoon. So I quickly tried, still having those same scared feelings, and basically was like, I don't know what I'm doing with social media. I don't know what I'm doing with technology, but I'm going to try. And yeah, there are people out there that have been and are doing or are learning and are better than me or others or what have you. It's simple. It's to say, other people have content out there. Why does it make it any better if you put yours out there? Or, you can just get that anywhere. Okay, well, if you could, then why aren't you reaching out to their content? So bring it back to Tilly getting in the garbage and doggy psychology. Yep. Getting in the garbage in that short amount of time. It couldn't have been more than a few minutes. And realizing those feelings of anxiety, not knowing what to do with it. So her instinct was to act out. She's one of those. She's not very resilient, that Tilly. She's one of those where if she can't control what's around her and she has to have that connection, yep, Chocolate Labs. She has to have that connection and that knowing. And if you're gone, dogs don't have a sense of time. So it could be forever in her eyes and only a few minutes in mine. And when you think in terms of that, it brings you back to reality with this whole stay in order, the shutdown order. And I look at everybody that's out there putting content out there. Is everybody doing it? Yeah. But are people benefiting from it? Yes. Yes. So even though you can't have that physical touch, that physical contact, the ambiance of people, you're still connected in one way or the other. And one way to connect yourself to where you are is this. So thinking in terms of Tilly and garbage. What happens if you take in a scent and you're like, oh, that's a short inhale. It's abrupt and you're not fully exhaling, you're just like, oh, you're kind of holding your breath, but you're still trying to breathe at the same time. It's difficult. You know, you're not thinking about deep cleansing breaths. You're kind of in that state of heightened ew-ness. The same is true as for anxiety. I think someone's calling their dog. So anyway, when you take a full cleansing breath in, you just tell yourself, the state that I'm feeling currently isn't permanent. Whatever you're holding in, you absolutely can let out. So I invite you to take even something as simple as a scent that you like, that's familiar, or that makes you feel peaceful. Take a deep breath or an inhale of it in, and surround your thoughts with that feeling, with that inhale of that peace and that comfort, and then exhale and keep repeating that. And promote peace for yourself. So that's Real Talk with Riss in the woods. Hopefully you find that beneficial.